Everything in your life is sacred. Hey guys, welcome to another Coffee Time with John. Coffee is really good this morning. Everything in your life is sacred. So before we dive into this, let me just talk about the definition of the word sacred. Sacred, connected with God or gods, or dedicated to a religious purpose and so deserving veneration. That's the definition of sacred. Connected with God or the gods. Connected with God. I truly believe that God and you are one. God and I are one. So I believe that I'm sacred. And I believe the world is sacred. And I believe you're sacred because I believe we're all one. I believe that oneness of God is the embodiment of everything. So connected with God. I believe we're all connected with God. Dedicated to a religious purpose. Now, it kind of loses me here because I'm not really religious. I'm dedicated to my oneness and love with God. So if I was going to use this terminology, I would say a religious purpose. My purpose is to be love, and God is love. And the religious part of that falls out of the definition for me. And so deserving veneration, deserving praise. If you're living love and you are one with God, there is no part of God that is any less than or any greater than. But all of it is sacred. All of it is part of the oneness of God. You know, the air you breathe is part of the oneness of God. It is sacred. That person across from you who is struggling with life is sacred because they're experiencing God from feeling the lack of love. Everything is sacred. Even your bad experiences are sacred because they show you what it's like to not feel God, right? And that not feeling God is part of the process of experiencing God. Because if you never didn't feel God, never didn't feel the separation, then you wouldn't understand it when you do feel it. Because it's that separation that gives us the perspective to understand. And so every aspect of your life, every struggle, every joy, every person, every pet, every house, every experience of your life is sacred because it's all part of God and connected to God because it's all one with God. So when you're looking at your life, realize that everything is sacred and treat it that way. Treat it as sacred, you know. That person comes up to you of a different race or gender. They're sacred. They're sacred because they're loving in the way they love. And they're living in the way they live. And they're no less than or any greater than you. And you're sacred too. You know, and you go through life and I had I had an ex-wife who used to say, you can be right or you can be happy. And she always chose right. And she never realized that she was always choosing right. Because if you didn't like something she liked, you were stupid. And to give you an example, I like Welch's grape jelly. I like it on peanut butter and jelly sandwiches occasionally. She did not like Welch's grape jelly. And she told me how stupid I was and told all her friends how stupid I was for liking Welch's grape jelly. It didn't affect me because of the fact that was her struggle. That was her issue. She was the one struggling with that. The only way that could affect me is if I took what she was saying on as making myself feel less sacred. She was not feeling sacred because she was needing to have the kind of jelly she liked be the right jelly. And so things weren't sacred in her. But when I look at her and I go, okay, she's struggling with this. She just doesn't know she's struggling with it. She needs to be right because she's trying to find a structure that can make her feel safe, that can make her feel less fear. And when I look at the sacredness of that, I go, okay, so she's experiencing fear right now. She's experiencing a separation. Now I can represent love and be the bright spot that she can see me living a joyful life. And it was one of the things that ended up ending our relationship, is that she wanted to be bitter and I wanted to be joyful. And you know what they say, when the wrong people leave your life, the right things start to happen, right? But when you start to live the way your authentic self wants to live, the wrong people will leave your life. And the right things will start to happen because you will start to experience your authentic self as sacred. And your authentic experience is sacred. And the people who find you and your authentic experience sacred will come around you and find you sacred. Everything is sacred. Even the person who walked away not liking grape jelly. Who walked away not liking grape jelly because of the fact that they were experiencing their separation from sacredness. But that was part of their experience, part of their life. And at the end, they'll go back and they'll go, well, why didn't I like grape jelly? Right? So that's my thought on sacredness. Didn't know sacred comes with grape jelly, did you? Have a great day. Talk to you soon. See you. Bye.
Thank you so much for watching. The John of New channel is solely funded by your generous donations and purchases of private readings and merchandise. To help out, go to johnofnew.com or use the donation link in the description below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.